a contender? Or are you just brumming around?
Yo, week zero's here, everybody. A lot of good matchups on the docket for week zero. Interestingly, Oregon at Miami, Michigan hosts Texas A&M, Virginia Tech at SMU, and then Washington hosts Penn State. But I want to talk about this matchup right here. I want to talk about Ohio State going into Neyland Stadium to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. Fantastic matchups across the board. But here, this is the one that interests me probably the most. Top ranked Ohio State, number 20, Tennessee. On paper, Ohio State has the edge and should run away, but this has all the makings of an early season measuring stick, and let me tell you why. Tennessee is led by J-Rob. He knows exactly who he is offensively. We're going to expect a heavy dose of intermediate passing concepts, some inside runs. He's going to control the clock and stay ahead of the chains. J-Rob doesn't usually get overly aggressive. He wants to methodically move the football, possess it, and force you to be patient. The concern? His defense. He has a tendency to sit back and play aggressively. Against a lot of teams, that'll work. But the number one team in the country, it could be a problem if Ohio State finds a rhythm early. On the other side, you got Ohio State led by Justin Brown. A little bit more unpredictability on offense. Justin's not afraid to open the playbook when he needs to, but his bread and butter is still going to be short to intermediate passing. The Buckeyes are not going to be consistent in his offense at running the football, so don't be surprised if he leans on the quarterback to keep the offense on schedule. Defensively, he's going to challenge J-Rob and Tennessee's receivers all day in man defense. We're going to see if Tennessee's receivers can win the one-on-one. But the biggest storyline about Ohio State is not the talent, it's finishing. Brown has a tendency to let teams hang around, whether it's taking the foot off the gas or struggling to close the fourth quarter. Opponents have always found a way against him to make things interesting late in the game. If Tennessee's within one possession entering that final quarter, don't count them out. Key matchup, Tennessee's intermediate passing game versus Ohio State's man coverage. If J-Rob and his receivers can consistently win routes and sustain long drives, he can keep that explosive Buckeyes offense standing on the sideline. The edge factor in this game is also from the Tennessee side. It's his defensive approach. Is J-Rob going to be passive, or is he going to change it up and put pressure on the Buckeyes offense that could lead to turnovers, punts, whatever? He's got to turn this game physical, or it could be a long day at home for him and the Volunteers. Prediction? Ohio State is the most talented team. They deserve the number one ranking, but Tennessee has a coaching style that can frustrate opponents if the game stays close. The question is whether Justin Brown and his Ohio State Buckeyes can finish this game. Final score, Ohio State 34, Tennessee 24. We're going to find out who's a contender and who's brumming around.
Are you a contender? Or are you just brumming around?